So good evening. Today we'll be discussing the topic pacemaker and ICDs. Okay. So to summarize, we are going to look at what the pacemaker actually does, what are the indications, what are the types of pacemakers that are used, and in addition to pacemakers, what are ICDs? That those are the intracardiac defibrillators which are used. Okay, this is not just a presentation from the exam point of view, but from the point of view of being able to manage a patient who either has a pacemaker in situ or needs a pacemaker to be implanted in the ICU. Okay, so I've tried to cover various aspects. It's a slightly longer presentation. Okay, so first let us go through our conduction system quickly because I'm sure you all are all aware of it. So your conduction system mainly has two specialized cells which are responsible for the synchronization of the conduction. So one is your nodal fibers, so that is your SA node and the AV node, and the secondly your Purkinje cells. Okay, and from the atrial node, intraatrial nodes, and then into the AV node. Okay, which is responsible for the atrial contraction, which is followed by the ventricular contraction. Okay, which is responsible for the maintenance of the AV synchrony. So, the characteristics of these nodal cells or the Purkinje fibers is that they help maintain automaticity, that is, they initiate the impulse, they help to respond to the impulse that they receive, and they transmit these impulses. So, automaticity, excitability, and conductivity are their characteristic features. Okay, and this is how it moves. Okay, from the SA node, the internodal pathway, the internodal being the one between the SA node and the AV node, from the AV node along the bundle of His to the Purkinje fibers, and then it moves to the ventricular muscles. Okay, this is your right bundle branch and this is your left bundle branch. Okay, so Purkinje fibers are mainly present into the 1/3 of the ventricular muscle mass, and the remaining 2/3 is supplied by the ventricular fibers. Okay, now the SA node has an intrinsic firing rate of about 60 to 100 impulses per minute. Okay, so that the AV node does not take over the SA node, the number of inherent rate, the basic rate for the AV node is always lesser than the SA node, which is 40 to 60. Okay, and even less is the ventricular pacemaker site rate, which is about 30 to 40 impulses per minute. You know, just enough to sustain for a short period of time till some intervention is done. Okay, this is your ECG, and the what portion of the ECG correlates to what portion of the conduction system. Okay, so we all know very well that P is what coincides with the atrial conduction and QRS coincides with the ventricular. Okay, but it is important to know that the P coincides with your atrial depolarization. This is followed by the atrial contraction. Okay, P is atrial depolarization. Similarly, QRS is ventricular depolarization. So your contraction will follow just after your QRS complex. Okay, and your T wave is the repolarization, which is the recovery. So P is the atrial and QRS and T is your ventricular. Okay, and so this is how it moves from the SA node. It arrives at the AV node. Then it moves to the bundle of His, then the bundle branches, and finally the Purkinje fibers. So when it moves through the Purkinje fibers, that is when your actual ventricular depolarization and contraction begins. Okay. So now what is the role of a pacemaker? So pacemaker is mainly a small battery operated device, which is usually implanted in the body. It helps the heart beat at a specific or a set rate and rhythm. And this is specifically used when the natural electrical system of the heart malfunctions. It can mainly be used for two functions. One is when you need to when you have a slow heartbeat and you need to pace it or get it within the normal range, or when it is so high that you need to overpower it. Okay, this is a pacemaker. In addition to this comes a defibrillator, which does the function of stopping your arrhythmias. Okay, by giving a shock. So your indications are, so when we talk about bradycardia, it could be a it is symptomatic bradycardia, which could be because of sick sinus or an AV block. It could be a complete heart block. It could be a MI causing a complete heart block. So your heart block can be ischemic, infiltrative, degenerative, or even iatrogenic during a surgery. Okay. The other main function is when you need to override a atrial or a ventricular tachyarrhythmia or a reentrant tachyarrhythmia. So in this case, you need to pace continuously, regularly at a rate slightly above the rate of the ongoing arrhythmia. Okay. Prior to the implant of a permanent pacemaker, you need what is a temporary pacemaker, or in the ICU, when you come across a situation where there is a sudden bradycardia with persistent bradycardia not responding to your medications. Okay. And as temporary support for a patient after cardiac surgery, because a lot of times, either because of iatrogenic injury or because of the edema that accompanies usually these congenital heart surgeries, like when you're doing a VSD repair or when you're doing a mitral valve surgery. So because the AV node is so close to that site of your interventricular septum, the proximal part, the triangle of Koch, that times there is a possibility, even if there's no injury, just because of the edema, the AV node might be suppressed. Okay, so this is how your temporary pacemaker looks like. You all must have seen a temporary pacemaker. Okay, so on a temporary pacemaker, you will see this is your on-off switch. This we'll go into the details of it. I'm just telling you what part of the pacemaker shows you. There are so many numbers which appear on the screen that it can become a little confusing or scary. So what all we need to know is switch it on, set your heart rate, set your output here. How we do that or what the output is, that I will tell you in detail. Okay. Then there are two attachments here. One is for the atrial lead, one is for the ventricular lead, which is very clearly mentioned on the pacemaker. So you need not memorize anything. This is the battery indicator light, which is important, needs to be yellow and not red, because that is a sign of whether your pacemaker is charged, or you need to look for a charged one if this is about to give up. Okay. This will give your mode, and there is a lock unlock screen, so you accidentally don't touch any setting and change it. Okay. So this is another company. This is another company. So similarly, in this model, this is all. So there are no numbers. You just move these dials. So this dial sets the mode. This sets the rate. Okay. This one is specifically used when you need to do the override pacing, which also we'll discuss. There is something called as a AV delay dial. I will explain in detail. This is a sensitivity and output for the atrium. This is a sensitivity and output for the ventricle. Okay. Lots of terms here, but I will explain all the terms that I have mentioned here. Okay. This is the second part of the pacemaker. Okay. So where you set the sensitivity for the atria and ventricle, this is in the black one, the Medtronic one. Okay. The white one is relatively simpler to look at. Okay. Because not too many, these 8 buttons, 8 dials, which you need to adjust. Similarly, these are 8 numbers here that you need to set. So your sensitivity, atrial and ventricular, this is your AV delay, where you need to set the AV interval. So AV interval is basically equivalent to your PR interval. Okay. So then your upper rate, which is the rate limit beyond which you don't want your pacemaker to pace. Okay. Otherwise, if you leave it on the free will of the pacemaker, then there needs to be an upper limit to which it can be paced. Okay. PVARP is the after one beat has been conducted, there has to be a refractory period in between, during which even if there is an atrial contraction in that period, it won't be sensed and responded to. Okay, so that is your refractory period in which atrial sensing does not affect the pacemaker timing. That part of the depolarization is not considered. This is your enter key. This is your selection key. This is the dial when you need to change the settings. There is an option for rapid atrial pacing here. Okay, there is a pause button when you need to see if the patient's intrinsic rhythm has picked up. You need to press the pause button. Okay, and there is something known as tracking, which is applicable to a DDD pace. So lots of terms here which we will discuss. Okay. So what are these? Okay, so what is automaticity? We said that is the ability to initiate or to depolarize spontaneously. Now, basically, have you all understood? So there are two things that are happening here. One is an electrical activity, one is a mechanical activity. Okay. So the initiation of impulse and the formation of the heartbeat of the impulse moving from one node to another through the conduction system, this is all an electrical activity. Okay, and the actual contraction is a mechanical activity.